Oh, yeah. Fish on, baby. The trout from spot 2, so that's worked. Oh, here he goes. Yes. Go on, my son. Oh, yes. Oh, here he goes. Acrobatics for you. G'day folks, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm just taking a short land-based session. I'm just heading to a local reserve to fish a reservoir. I know there's trout, I think there's yellow belly, and there's redfin in there as well, so not sure what we're going to catch. Bit of a last minute decision, but yeah, we're going to give it a go. So I've just got one rod with a burley cage, fill that with breadcrumbs, and I've got some just garden worms and bread to put on the hook. Simple setup, one rod, short session. We'll see what we can do. I'll see you when we're down there. Thanks to all the new subscribers again. Last video got a lot of love, a few comments and some good thumbs up, so thank you very much, it's all appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers. Alright, so I'm just at the location. Beautiful reservoir. Now, I'm not going to say where it is because this is why it's so beautiful, because it hardly gets fished. So it's not being nasty, that's just looking after the habitat. So if everyone knows where it is, then loads of people are going to be which ruins everything. I've always been a person that likes to find spots. That's half the fun of fishing, I reckon. And when you come across places like this, it's makes it even more special. So get out there, use Google Earth, have a look around, and find some beautiful spots. So apparently there's redfin, trout, and yellow belly. Wouldn't surprise me if there was bass in here as well. So go through the setup. Just got it's a cheap rod, Shakespeare Wild Series. It's about 7 foot. Shimano Sienna reel, 2,500 size with 4-pound fluorocarbon straight through. Got a little burley cage just there, which I'm going to pack full of wetted down breadcrumbs, and then I've got a very small size 12 hook fine wire. So that's all I'm going to be using. This is the breadcrumbs. So I've just out of a packet into a bowl, put a bit of water, and yeah, just wet it down so you can just grip it together, but it breaks up. And that gets compacted into the feeder, and then when the water gets around it, it swells up and falls out the feeder, gives the attractant to the fish. And then just an earthworm on the hook. Alright, I'll put the chest cam on, we'll get fishing. Right, so the other thing that I like to do is use my line clip. See, line clips, so you normally, when you finish fishing, you wind the line and hook it around, stop all the line spewing off. And what I do is I find a marker. So I've looked at something on the opposite bank and picked a marker, cast where I want to fish, and then put the line around the line clip there. So each time I can aim for that same tree across the far side of the estuary, the lake, and lift the rod in the air. It'll hit the line clip, and that feeder will be in exactly the same place every single time. So you know you're getting your food in the same spot. Just got some little earthworms I've dug out from the garden. I prefer these smaller ones because in winter, this is going to be what's naturally washed up from the banks, not the big globworms that you necessarily buy. I'm from this area, so I know that these kind of worms are in the ground, so I try and like to replicate that as much as possible with the feed. I've also got bread as well, so you just pack that, not too tight because it's quite wet. So you got that is your burley, and then your hook is your worms. Let's get a first cast out. And that's it, straight onto that clip. Probably heard it. To sink the line, I have to just hold the rod tip in the water. Just do you can see the line closing up. And there it is there. That's all underneath. It comes in the feeder. Hit the clip. Hit that same position again. That's the way. So it looks like there's we're clear where we're fishing. There's a little bit of weed about halfway back in, which is good. So if this doesn't work, I might move in closer and just try and find the edge of that weed. So weed will be holding food. Trout normally, or other fish, will patrol those edges, and yeah, so I might even just try and find that weed edge with an empty feeder, empty hook, just try and clip up to it. Alright, so still no bites. Gone back to the original position, so I gave that 15 minutes. And now I've just put it back out, so that's the third little feeder full of breadcrumbs and worm on the hook still. I think worms it's just that bait that anything will eat. You know, if there's bass, yellow belly, redfin or trout, they're going to eat worms. So it's a versatile bait that I'm just going to stick with for a while. But it's not, as I said earlier, it's not. Oh, there's a bite. There's a bite. There's a bite. Yep, there's a fish. Whoa, look at that. I hope that got on camera. Oh, he's jumping. It's gotta be a rainbow trout. See him on the top? Oh, he's having a go again. Go on, son. Love that. I normally use a head cam, wish I had it on now actually. I try and keep the rod and hands out of the way so as you can actually see this fight. I normally like to keep the rod low, but it means he's jumping. He's coming in here now. Let's try and keep the rod low. Don't want him jumping too much. I believe this is going to be a rainbow trout. Oh, he's having a fight. Feels like a decent one. And there we go. It's just what I said. It is a beautiful little rainbow trout. Oh, he's putting up a scrap. There he is there. Well, that's a beautiful little fish, that one. There he is. Alright, so there he is, folks. Beautiful rainbow trout. And he's going to go back, so he's lucky. There we go. Come on, son. There he goes. Awesome. So yep, just the first trout on the bank. Yeah, so I've just had 3 casts in this position that I'm fishing now. No good. Baited up another area just in front of the tree over here. Left that for 15 minutes, no good, but there's a bit of bait in there now as well. So now I'm back, and then I put it back into the original spot, and 5 minutes, I believe it was in 5-10 minutes, and trout. So hopefully now the burley's going in, the baits, the bread's going in, it might attract a few more fish, and we can see, hopefully we get a yellow belly. But if not, you know, the trout jumped 3 or 4 times out there, so that was awesome. Hope that's got on camera. I'm not sure. Would have if I had my usual head cam on, but I've got the chest cam on, so it's a bit lower. But hopefully, yeah, hang around, we can get another one. Yeah, so with the next one, I mean, that one was jumping like crazy. With the next one, I'll probably try and keep the rod tipped down low. And so if you have your rod up high, kind of encourages them to jump out of the water, as if you have your rod tipped down low, it encourages them to go deeper, just due to the pressure, hook pressure. So we'll try keeping it down low. Rainbow trout, they do love to jump though, catch them in streams and that. They usually tell when they're a rainbow trout to a brown trout when they're jumping everywhere. It's all part of the fun. That's just nice to know there's a fish in here. And where there's one, there's generally more. Alright, so I'm just trying the second position. Same bait, same everything. Just over by this tree. Just probably, I don't know, 10 feet in front of that last branch there. So we'll see what happens with the closer to a bit of structure. Robbie's just put an Instagram post up. He's got another video out tonight. Rip out Murray cod footage. So make sure you check that one out. He normally puts them up about 6 o'clock. Check out Robbie Fishing. That's a bite in amongst the weeds, surely. That is, and that's a fish. Is he off? Oh, no, he's not. Oh, look at him go. Look at him go. Alright, get the rod down. I don't know how much of that you saw. Here's another trout from spot 2, so that's worked. Oh, here he goes. Yes. Go on, my son. Oh, yes. Oh, here he goes. Acrobatics for you. Well done, son. Oh, another great trout. Oh. Look at him in those shallows. Just magic. Oh, still not done. Trying to keep out of the way. So excuse the rod holding, folks. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright folks, so there he is. Another beautiful little rainbow trout. Let's get him back in for a swim. Without falling in. When you're ready, go on. When you're ready. There he goes. Oh, no, turn around the other way. He's swimming backwards. Oops. That's it, there he goes. You plonker. He's coming back. You see him? Wow, look at him. There he goes. He's figured it out. Awesome. Let's get another one. Right, so there we go, second fish. Bloody ripper. So yeah, just very quiet out in front after that second over here again. So I got the first fish from over here. Very quiet. A couple of burley cages went in, trying to get a bit more food around. And then I just put in back to where I did one cast earlier. So that's had the second lot of burley in there. And just in front of those trees, and it was in for probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and the rod banged around, really went around hard. Yeah, so surprisingly he didn't snag me. Another couple of jumps, hopefully we got that on the footage, and fingers crossed we'll get another one soon. If not, I'll give that probably 15 minutes and then put it out to spot one again, and then see, maybe there's something moved in on that bait. So that's why it's good, you know, if it's quiet, second option or even a third option, you know, you could have another option over here, and just test them out, different ranges, different distances, and just keep feeding them, because you might get the odd fish off each one. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and so far it's working. If we can get another one, awesome, or maybe even a yellow. All right, catch you if we get another one, I hope. Always take some litter home with you. I'll leave a fishing line here. This is no good for the birds. There's a lot of bird life here. So look at all this crap. Take it home. Especially, but like fishing life for birds is just disaster. So there's feathers. Keep Australia clean. Keep your country clean. All right, home time. Rightio folks, that's it. I've still got the rod in. Just in the last gasp effort of another fish, but looks like that's going to be it. We've caught 2 trout, decent size. A bit of leaping action, so that's always fun. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I say, yeah, it's really hard with the wind to get out in the boat, and even land-based on in the ocean or estuaries is pretty hard too. So just a short video. Found a little secluded spot that's sheltered from the wind. We managed a couple of fish again, so that's pretty good. I'm happy. Got out the house for a few hours and got to be happy with that. So very relaxing. Please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified of our other videos. I think we've got about 25 videos out now, so jump on, fish on. Go check it out. A lot of estuary fishing for flathead and bream. A few pinkies and that through winter. So yeah, jump on and take a look at those. All right, thank you very much for joining us again. I hope some of the little tips has helped you out if you're just getting into fishing, and this method would work on any of the stocked trout lakes that the wonderful fisheries do, all through Melbourne and all through Victoria. So get on them, and they are good to eat. So if you manage to catch a trout with the kids or the family, take it home and cook it up. All right, see you on the next one. Tight lines.